What's up, sis? We at Psalms chapter 14, verse 1.
This is the book of Psalms, 14, verse 1.
And Matum, you got some more water? All right, good.
The fool has said in his heart, there is no God.
Now, that's the first thing. So what we're going to talk about, understanding what the Most High put in front of your face. When he put the truth in your face, it's something serious, right? A fool do what? Say it again.
The fool has said in his heart, there is no God.
It's a foolish thing of you to say. A fool says in his mind or in his heart, there is no God. You know what I'm saying? There is no power. There is nobody better than me. There is nobody that's more wiser than me. There is no power greater than me. There's nobody to learn from. I mean, why go to the school? You know what I'm saying? The school isn't a place where I could come learn from. You know what I'm saying? There is no God. There is nobody better than me. You know what I'm saying? Why talk to this person or ask for help or counsel from this person? Because there is no God. Keep going.
They are corrupt.
Now, the problem is when you think like that, when you think there is nobody better than you, there is no power, there is no God, there is no Christ, there is no Most High. That's when you start the corruption. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not thinking about what's greater than you. Like a fly, somebody said a fly got like a 1,000 eyes. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said it streams under the water. Like it's so many things that's way more powerful or way more bigger than we can think of. There's no way that we could have thought about it ourselves. Only the Most High power could have done it. There's some things that happen to you in a day that you may seem like, damn, that was the Lord. Because there's only certain things that can save you, which is the Most High. And when you start walking away from the Most High, that's when you begin to be corrupt, right? Keep going.
They are corrupt. They have done abominable works.
Now, you start to do abominable works, which are things that are disgusting to the Most High. When you start walking away from the Most High, these are things that we face every day, that everybody faces. The first thing you see is a person turn away from the Most High. They turn away from the school. They turn away from brotherhood. They turn away from sisterhood. Then they start doing corrupt and disgusting things. Keep going.
There is none that doeth good.
Now, none of these foolish men could do good. Once you get into that mindset, it's hard for you to do good because you don't believe in the Most High power. You don't believe in Christ. You don't believe in the man that walked the earth that did amazing things by just believing that he could. You know what I'm saying? Moses saved the whole nation of Israel by just believing. You know what I'm saying? Christ saved us by just believing that he could, believing in the Most High. And there's great things that you could do by believing in the Most High. But that's the beginning of it. But the temptation starts when you say there is no God. You know what I'm saying? The school can't help you. You know what I'm saying? When you start thinking like that, that's when Satan is on his way. Keep going.
Verse 2. The Lord looked down from heaven upon the children of men.
Now, the Lord said he's going to look down from heaven on the children of men. Like children is a heavy word because these are the men that are young-minded. These are the men that are immature. You know what I'm saying? That's what children are. They're young. They're immature. They're small-minded. The Lord going to look down on the children of men. Go ahead.
To see if there were any that did understand and seek God.
Now, he's going to look and see if there's any one of his people that can understand, that can see what the Most High is saying. Like he's giving us the opportunity to be free from hell, to be free from our captivity. The Lord told you to leave your birthday alone. But you like, you know what? I don't think God would tell me to get rid of my birthday. You know what I'm saying? I don't think God would tell me to not celebrate Christmas. Right? As soon as you're saying there is no God, there is no power, I don't think God would say that. Right? As soon as you start saying that, that's when the Most High is saying he's looking down from heaven to see if there's anybody that's not as foolish as everybody else is. Because that's what the world is doing. The world is being foolish. The world is accustomed to sinning. Right? The world takes sin and makes it look beautiful. You know what I'm saying? They get high and, you know what I'm saying, they write rap songs and we think that we can be like them. You know what I'm saying? They get high and they drive cars and, you know what I'm saying, do donuts in the middle of 63rd Street. We think we could be like them. They make their sin look good. They make the dreadlocks look good. You know what I'm saying? They make the sin look good. They put the pork bacon on TV. Like, try the new Wendy's burger. It's the new Wendy bacon shrimp pork lobster sandwich. You be like, ooh. Your mouth start watering because they make that sin look good. But that's Satan trying you. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord looking like, I want to see how many of these niggas is foolish. I want to see how many of these niggas is dumb. Go ahead.
Verse 3. They are all gone aside. They are all together become filthy. There is none that doeth good.
None of them could do good. Go ahead.
No, not one.
Mm-hmm. Now give me Psalms 15 and 4. We're gonna get a couple of scriptures real quick. Get it to the point. Romans 15 and 4. Salakia. Mm-hmm.
This is the book of Romans, 15 and verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning,
Mm-hmm.
that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
Now that's one. It's heavy because what's written aforetime was for our learning. That's what the scriptures is for. The scriptures is our records, and our records are here to help us learn. Our records are here to see the things that happened in the past, learn from them, do things different, or do things the same. You know what I'm saying? Christ walked in the way that all of us should follow. You know what I'm saying? But then there's some brothers in the scriptures that did not. You know what I'm saying? They did not walk in the way that we should follow. We learn from their mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Some brothers they had sex with hoes, and you know what I'm saying? They done some wild things and stabbed brothers in the back, stabbed brothers in the rib. You know what I'm saying? Some brothers took brothers' rib. We learn from the things of the Bible. We learn from the things of the scriptures and how to live, how not to live. These are for our learning. Keep going after learning.
Okay. That we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope.
Now, through patience and comfort, through understanding the scriptures, and through using these scriptures as our learning, right? We have comfort in those things because this is our history. What you got, sis? This is Slag, I'm moving a little bit fast. This is Romans chapter 15, verse 4. All right. So read it one more time, Abba.
Okay. This is the book of Romans, chapter 15, verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
So, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning,
Mm-hmm.
that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
Now, through patience and comfort in reading these scriptures is how we continue to have hope, how we continue to learn about God and know what the Most High wants us to do. That's what the scriptures are for. Real quick, give me Ecclesiastes 1 and 9.
Right. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1 and verse 9.
Good.
The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be.
Hold on, let me get there with you.
Okay.
One second. Right around here somewhere. Slovakia. Matter of fact, just go ahead, just read it.
Okay. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1 and verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that hath been,
Mm-hmm.
it is that which shall be.
Mm-hmm.
And that which is done is that which shall be done.
Mm-hmm.
And there is no new thing under the sun.
All right, give me 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. So the things that happened before, right? The things that happened before are the things that happen again. Nothing new happens. It's the same temptations that Christ had, the same temptations that sisters like Judith or like Lydia or sisters in the Bible, the same temptations they had are the same temptations that you'll face, the same temptations that I'll face, the same temptations Abad and Mathumya faces. We read about them in the scriptures, what brothers went through, Paul, Peter, whatever, everything they went through in their lifetimes are the same things that we go through because there's nothing new under the sun. Nothing's going to just change. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, we got a TV, but they was watching things back then. Yeah, we got cars, but they was driving, it was on roads back then. You know what I'm saying? So in transport and traveling, it's the same thing. So nothing is new. It's just better ways to do things. Like, I mean, I know if I lose a remote control, I'm like, damn, we in the Stone Ages. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling them kids, like, yo, get up and get them remote control. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, they did it to us. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure our grandparents did it to them. We was the remote control back then. You know what I'm saying? But today you got a button to push. So there's nothing really new under the sun. You got my scripture on my back?
Okay.
All right.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 10 and verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
There have no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man.
Now here's the point. Because we think that we go through different things that other people go through. But really you'll find out everybody goes through the same thing. Right? That's why brotherhood and sisterhood is so important. When you're dealing with something, you got to pick up that phone. You got to call somebody. That's the only way through hell. Because somebody else is dealing with those same troubles. Somebody else is suffering just like you. And you having brotherhood and calling them might be the thing that they need to survive. Might be the thing that you need to survive. Because there's nothing new under the sun. Right. Everything happens in cycles. It's cyclical. So now you pick up that phone and call that brother. He might be about to jump off a cliff. And you be like, hey, brother, I'm about to jump off a cliff. He be like, no, for real? And you be like, yeah, I'm on the way right now. He like, nigga, I'm about to jump off a cliff. He's like, ain't no way. Why? What happened to you? Man, my girl called me, dog, and she said, yo, my girl called me too. And then you like, you know what, man? Look, just meet me on such and such street. Let's talk about it. And you and that brother just bonded. You know what I'm saying? Y'all bond, y'all help each other get back to the Most High. Because once y'all start turning away from the Most High, that's when you find your wickedness, right? So the temptations that we all face are all the same. But the only way that we can fight them temptations and fight them demons is with each other, understanding that it's common. This isn't new. It's something that we deal with all the time. My battles are the same battles that the generals dealt with thousands of times over. You know what I'm saying? The captains dealt with thousands of times over. So now I call them because I know they know how to deal with it. And if not, we got scriptures that tell us how to deal with it. All these scriptures are here for helping us. It's our comfort. It's our patience. This will keep us sane. That's why all of this is here. Mind you, there's been schools of brothers from back in the past. You know what I'm saying? Thousands of brothers in the school. Paul had schools. Christ had schools. Jeremiah, Obadiah was in schools. It was always a school of brothers. The schools of the prophets in Jericho, the schools of the prophet in Antioch. It was always schools of brothers. And they all lived like us. It's nothing new. You know what I'm saying? Which makes it so beautiful that we're here today doing this that they've been doing that we read about thousands of years ago. Right. Nothing is new under the sun. Keep going, Abba.
But God is faithful. Mm-hmm. Who will not suffer.
Now, the thing is that the Most High is faithful. The Most High is full of work. He always got something for you to do. You know what I'm saying? And if you're full of work for the Most High, you'll always have something to do. You know what I'm saying? The Most High is faithful. He's going to have your back. He's going to have something for you to do. You just got to be ready to do it. Keep going.
Who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able.
Now, the Lord ain't going to let you fall further than he know you can fall. Did I say that right? Mm-hmm. Did I say that right? I think I said that right? But the Most High ain't going to give you more than you can handle. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you might see them demons come back. It's going to be 7 demons stronger than you. But you know what you should have been doing while them demons was going? You should have been getting stronger. Because the Lord had work for you to do while them demons was away. So you should have been getting stronger. You should have been fighting them demons, doing your push-ups, your pull-ups, your dips, your curls, your 6 inches. You should have been training for the day that demon come back. And when that demon come back, you stronger. Because the Most High made you stronger against that demon. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So when the Lord come back, so when the tempter come back, like, yo, you used to smoke weed in the world. Let's say you smoke weed, right? And then they come out with a new strain of weed. It smells like bubble gum. And you like, dying, what you smoking? And they're like, this that new bubble yum yum. You like, what? That joint smell good as hell. That demon is there for you. The bubblegum weed, and then they got all flavor blunt wraps. They got lemon. What kind of blunt wraps they got, my thumb yard? They got lemon, they got grape, vanilla, strawberry, all kind of different flavors of blunt wraps. You got the flavors, you got the color weed and the smell good weed. The temptation is in you. Is you fighting the demon or whatever that was the demon that you fought before. It could have been a woman or a man, something like now you see him and they like you see something more appealing because here comes the demon. Remember, it said it leave for a season and it comes back after the season. But you should have been fighting because the Most High is faithful. The Most High is going to give you the opportunity to fight those demons. But you got to know how to fight them. Keep going at the faithful.
Who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able, mm-hmm. but will with the temptation also make a way to escape.
Your way to escape is you staying busy, you staying in the work. You know what I mean? That's your way to escape because Satan can't mess with you if you're busy. You sit on the couch dwelling in your wickedness, or you sit on the couch dwelling in your pain or your past. Here comes Satan because you're not working, you're not busy, you're not doing nothing. We all got work to do. The Most High just said he got a whole bunch of work for you, full of work. That's how I interpret the word faithful. He's full of work. He got all kind of work for you to do. Would you be making some sandwiches? You going to camp Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or class Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, camp Friday, Saturday, class Sunday, Hebrew Academy Sunday, Monday class, Tuesday you in the class, Wednesday, you talking to the brothers and helping them get to whatever city they are to get to. You dealing with sisters A, B, and C. You got so much work you could be doing. Hey, brothers, y'all need some help? Oh, all right, bet. I'm gonna go to Boston. I'm going back. It's a whole lot of work you could be doing. But when you're not working and you busy, I mean, you're not busy. You just sitting home and just here comes Satan, because you don't got no work to do. You're not building the house. You're not building the kingdom. You just wasting. Mind you, the Lord said your body is the temple of heaven. Your body is the temple of the Most High. So if you're not building on your body, and you wasting it, and what the Most High gonna do? We'll take it from you. We'll take it from you. You just wasting the body. You wasting something precious. It don't belong to you. Your body ain't yours. It's the Lord. Your spirit ain't yours. It belongs to the Lord. Which is why being here is so heavy, because you giving back the Most High what you owe him. Your life. You dig what I'm saying? And them temptations, they come through, man. They like a demon, a bat out of hell. You know what I'm saying? Like you see them things that you lusted for in the world, or the things that you wanted so much in the world, they come right back to you. The blunt smell good. The weed smell like bubble gum. You know what I'm saying? Like if you had a drinking problem, the liquor just you see brothers in they fun, and they having fun, they chilling, they outside. You like, you know what? I'm gonna have one drink. They go to demon, because that was something that you was fighting. Satan come back. Brothers snort cocaine and whatever they doing out there, it's coming back. But stay busy, stay in this work. The more work you have, the less chance you have to fall victim to temptation. You know what I mean? So some brothers, they don't got a choice. This is all they have to do, because they know if they stop, they'll fall victim to the world, to Satan. All right, keep going.
That ye may be able to bear it. Verse 14. Wherefore, my dearly beloved.
Now, you know what, real quick, and I love to pull this joint. I know y'all gonna hate me, because I do it a lot. Let's get Matthew. No, give me Luke chapter 4, verse 1. Okay. And this the one right here that helped me the most coming into the truth, man. Like just learning that temptation is not something that I personally face. It's something that we face, and without each other, there will be no way out of this hell. All right, give me Luke chapter 4, verse 1.
This is the book of Luke, 4, verse 1. And Jesus, being full of the Holy Spirit, returned from Jordan and was led by the Spirit into the wilderness. Verse 2. Being 40 days tempted of the devil, and in those days he did eat nothing. And when they were ended, he afterward hungered. All right, so now Christ is in the wilderness, right? Let's think about it like this. Christ in the mix, he in the hood somewhere, right? He in the wilderness, right? 40 days and 40 nights he tempted of the devil. It's all kind of demons around. You know what I'm saying? All kind of temptation around while he's in the mix. And this is so you can understand it better, right? Because it's spooky, spooky. Don't think wilderness like the jungle. Think wilderness like your block, your neighborhood, right? Christ is in the wilderness 40 days and 40 nights. He's around and he's seeing the demons, right? This is how looking at it like this can free you. You know what I'm saying? Because we all face temptations. Now, where was you at? Verse 3.
So now think about you in the wilderness. You are surrounded by demons, surrounded by devils, right? And you hungry. You ain't got nothing. You ain't got no money. You starving. You know what I'm saying? As we call it. We outside. You pop or dead pop, what we call it, on cups, however y'all call it in Philly, right? You broke. You outside, and there's so much temptation outside. For women, they use their parts. For men, they use their hands. You know what I'm saying? And there's ways to get money out here to not be hungry. But in this case, Christ was hungry. Or let's say that spirit in you was hungry, right? Go ahead.
Verse 3. And the devil said unto him, If thou be the Son of God, command this stone that it be made bread. Now, for some of us, they may say that we've never seen stone made bread. You know what I'm saying? But for some of us being outside in the streets, we see stone made the bread all the time. That's the temptation, because it's like, yo, you need some money? Take these rocks. Just bring me back $100. Bring me back $200. Take this bag. Bring me back some of this money. You know what I'm saying? When you sell enough rocks, you get to the bricks. You flip them bricks and turn them into bread. That's what we call money. So you take these stones, you turn them into bread. That temptation is out there, right? So seeing it every day, you see the money. You see how much money they're getting. Brothers that grew up with you. You know what I'm saying? Sisters that grew up with you. It's easy ways out here to take something and turn it into bread. It's easy. That's the devil. That's Satan. That's Satan tempting you, because you know. Keep going. So, command that this stone be made bread, verse 4. And Jesus answered him, saying, it is written that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word of God.
Now, your dad is in the house telling you, don't go out there and hang out with them. That's what your dad telling you, right? Your dad like, don't go out there don't go hanging out there with them. But you listening to the devil, you listening to the temptation. Your dad telling you can't live off bread alone. You live off my words. You live off the words of the Most High. But you thinking that if you go serve them demons or them devils, you can be better. If you go serve that temptation, you'll be better off, right? That's what we thinking outside, because them stones getting turned into bread and they making money outside. But Christ is telling you that you can't live off bread alone. You can only live by the words of the higher power, the Most High. And in some of our cases, it was our Father. You know what I'm saying? He's telling you can only survive off the words of the Most High. If you don't listen to those words, then you will die. Right? Keep going. Matter of fact, give me what's that? 1 Corinthians 10:4. So we get that real quick. Yeah, go ahead.
This is book of 1 Corinthians 10 and verse 4. And did all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank of the spiritual rock that followed them. And that rock was Christ.
Now we understand that the rock, our foundation is Christ. That's the foundation. When you take their foundation out there, you'll find a way to find yourself in hell. But we got to stand on solid ground, solid foundation. Our rock, our foundation is the Most High. And that's how you live off the brick.
Right, I'll answer your questions, right? You have any questions? Anything at all? We, of course, should prepare to go out in the street and teach people about World War III, the end of the world. A day that the ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana has been warning you of for so long, but you ignored us because your church called us a hate group. Your church said that we were a cult. Your church said you should focus more on dancing. But meanwhile, now the whole time your life was in danger, and now the end is closer than it ever was before. I'll answer all of your questions today on any topic, and of course, we will prepare for you to go on the internet and on the streets and battle for the word of God. Please.
So today, Iran struck an American base.
Brother, tell you how you have a shot.
So Trump's response was, it was weak. You know, is Trump taunting them?
Okay, in the call on the way over here, they said that Trump now said there's a peace deal between Iran and Israel, and now he's now brokered peace between them. As he was saying that a bomb went off in Tel Aviv, right? What you have to remember is this: Trump is a stinking, lying pig, and that's the reason that he was elected, because he was voted in office by an evil race of people. Liars wanted a liar to represent them. You understand that? So what you want to remember whenever you see anything on the news is this scripture: let God be true and every man a liar. War in the Middle East is how the world is going to end. That's a fact. Whether they say they're having peace or that was weak and this is the end of it, none of that means anything. Was America at war with Saudi Arabia when 13 Saudi Arabians came to America with planes, hijacked planes, and killed 3,000 people? No, they were not at war. Was Afghanistan at war with America before that and after that when America invaded Afghanistan, toppled the government that was the Taliban, put new leaders in place and democracy in place, and then the voters voted for the Taliban to take over again? America wasn't at war with Afghanistan. There was war nonetheless. You understand? They shall say peace, peace, when there is none. What you want to remember when you watch the news, is that this world is going to end because of the war in the Middle East. The war in the Middle East is the beginning of the coming of Christ. That's how it is. And that's the reason that it's so important to everyone of all races, because they all know this. They all know that the end of the world starts in the Middle East, because that is the land of the children of Israel that was stripped out of their hands because of their disobedience to God's law. And none of them want us to ever go back. That's the point. You understand? So, the news will say this, the news will say that, but there's always going to be war. And war in the Middle East is the beginning of the end. The important thing to realize is that we are in the beginning of the end right now. And live your life like that every day. You understand? Good to go? Anything else? Please.
This is from Trooper Sakarwan. Shalom. Yahweh Shemel Shabbat. Trooper Sakarwan from Dallas, Texas. Salak Yadawan. Can you break down James chapter 3 and verse 9 and James 4 and verse 11? Water.
No problem, Trooper. Claro KC. No sweat. Gracias.
This is the book of James chapter 3 and verse 9. Therewith blessed we God, even the Father, and therewith curse we men, which are made after the similitude of God.
Give me 2 verses above it, all right?
Okay. Verse 7. For every kind of beast, and of birds, and of serpents, and of things in the sea is tamed, and have been tamed of mankind. Mm-hmm. Verse 8. Mm-hmm. But the tongue can no man tame.
That's amazing. So you can understand, every animal that we think is so wild, every animal has been tamed by man. Man goes and tames lions, tames tigers, tames bears, tamed the mighty wolf, turned him into a chihuahua, right? That's the type of ability to put something in order, to put something in control that man can do. The one thing that man has not tamed is your own mouth, your own tongue. That you have no ability at controlling. Your mouth. That's the point. Continue.
It is an unruly evil.
It's an unruly evil. Your tongue is an unruly evil. Watch your mouth. So many of you think that the thoughts in your mind are holy and true because you think them, right? You think that your emotions are what reality is, right? But once again, what you should learn is what the UPK teaches under Commanding General Yohana. Facts are not feelings. You spew your feelings out of your mouth as if they are factual. Donald Trump does that. That's why he just said, there's going to be peace now in the Middle East. I brokered a peace deal. Kaboom! Bombs blowing up right after he says it. Because what you think and what you feel and what you want does not make it so. It does not mean it's true, right? Tame your mouth. Tame your tongue. It's an unspeakable evil because you cannot watch what you say. Continue.
Full of deadly poison.
Full of deadly poison. Your tongue, your mouth, all of your talking and your heresies and the things you feel so adamantly today that you're going to change your mind about tomorrow. Like imagine that. Imagine the people who feel so much. You really believe that Donald Trump was going to bring peace on earth because he's the great negotiator. He's a deal maker. He's a great deal. Oh, shit. He started World War III. I guess I was wrong about that. I guess I was wrong. Because you think a thing doesn't make it true, stop saying what you think. Don't say that. Let God be true and every man a liar. Continue.
Verse 9. Therewith, blessed be God.
Therewith what? Therewith your tongue. Bless we God. You see, man can't control his tongue. With our tongue, we bless the Lord. We control our tongue. In the Israelite school of UPK, we're the people that tame their mouths. We tame our mouth. And women in here too. Do not believe if you're a woman that you're free like every other woman is in the world to allow your emotions to give you license to say something that no one should say. Women especially think they have that privilege, right? To be able to say the most evil thing in the world and then afterwards go, I was just angry. I was just upset. You don't have the right to use your mouth to poison people. You don't have your right to do that. No one does. With that same mouth, with that tongue, we bless God with that tongue. We bless the Most High with our words. Continue.
Even the Father, and therewith curse we men.
And with that same tongue, we curse men. We do both. Meaning the whole dichotomy is trying to explain the dichotomy of the whole thing. You bless the Most High God with your tongue, and with that same tongue, you curse men. Keep going.
Which are made after the similitude of God.
And man is made after the similitude of God. So once again, this mouth has the power to bless God. This mouth has the power to curse men, men who are after the similitude of God. What does that mean? It's right in front of you. Is it right to use your tongue to bless God? Is that right? Absolutely, it's right. That's what we do in here, right? Is it right to curse men after the similitude of God? Is that right? No. Because is it right? Say, read the comma again. That'll make it simpler for everyone.
Okay.
Read it to the comma.
Therefore blessed be God, even the Father, and therefore cursed we men.
Keep going.
Which are made after the similitude of God.
There was a comma after men. Okay. Keep reading. That might help him. Keep going.
Which are made after the similitude of God.
Did that help you? Is it right to curse men which are made after the similitude of God? No. It is not right to curse men which are made after the similitude of God. Why is it wrong to curse these men? One, it's against the law in the Bible, right? That's in the Old Testament, right? It's in the New Testament. Because this man is what? He's righteous. This man, give him a hand. This man is made in the spirit, in the character of God. This man is made like that. You use your mouth to do both. Your mouth can do either one. Continue. If that's his point, when it says man which is made after the similitude of God, it's speaking to the character of that man that's being cursed. Come on.
So they're saying, if I
Go ahead.
you kiss your mouth with that mouth?
Very similar. That's correct. Mm-hmm.
So this is saying you can bless and curse with your mouth.
Yes, that's what it's saying. The tongue is capable of both. Unlike a tamed animal, which is put in order. A tamed animal sits and lays and speaks at your command. Your tongue, you don't have him tamed, and it does both. You know, your tongue can curse a man who is a righteous man. You understand? This man is made after the similitude of God, which means it's speaking about not his physical makeup, not about arms and feet, but about his character. The type of man he is. You understand? That's about character. That's about reputation. But this man could be cursed by you with that same mouth. So you'll bless God with your mouth, and then you'll curse a man of God with the same mouth. Do you understand? Which is explaining what about the tongue? It's out of order. You understand? Which is the point of all of this, which is what you want to get with any breakdown. What's the point? The point is beware of that goddamn tongue. Beware of it. Because with that same tongue, you'll be saying something right and decent and true according to the Bible. And then next week, you'll be speaking out against a man of God who taught you that. Have you seen people do that? They absolutely do that. That's what they do. You see people, they love the truth, don't they? Oh, the truth, the truth, the truth, the UPK. UPK tell the end, hold up, I changed my mind. I hate the truth. I hate everybody in the school. I hate the men that gave me my name. I hate them. Now, you would think that this man, you know, you would think something that's especially wrong with him. It's not. He just can't control his mouth. He was high when he said that. He was thinking that. You see him tomorrow, he'll go, oh, man, I shouldn't have said that. He'll change his mind again. Watch your mouth. That's the point. The mouth the mouth has the ability to do great good and the ability to do great evil. That's the point. To bless God and then curse a man of God. A man of God is a man who is made after the similitude of God. He's similar to God. That's a man of God. Your tongue does both. Watch it. Watch your mouth in here, all right? Anything else?
You also want to break down James 4:11, sir?
Mm-hmm.
This book of James 4 verse 11. Speak not evil one of another.
Perfect precept. This is a precept for this one. Correct, trooper. This is a precept. Don't speak evil one of another. Watch your mouth. Don't speak evil about your brothers. Why? These men are made after the similitude of God. Watch your mouth about them, man. Why do you think God told us to come to he and thee alone? Alone, 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 because he doesn't want you spreading gossip like some whiny bitch about your brothers. Don't speak evil one of another. Continue. Brothers, which once again is emphasizing who we're talking about. Your brothers, the people who believe as you believe, your brothers in the truth. Continue.
He that speaketh evil of his brother and judgeth his brother speaketh evil of the law.
He that speaks evil of his brother and judges his brother. So now you'll say this brother is so evil, so I'm going to do this to this brother. I'm going to do that to this brother. Then you are also judging the law, because the law says not to do that. So in essence, not only is your brother evil in your eyes, the law is also evil in your eyes, because the law forbids you to do that. So I know he's the evilest nigga in the world. You can't stand him. You also cannot stand the law. You also hate the law because what you're doing to him is unlawful. That's the point. Is there anything else?
Speaketh evil of the law and judgeth the law.
You get that? That's what I just said. Anything? Go ahead.
But if thou judge the law, thou art not a doer of the law, but a judge.
Well, here you go, trooper. But when you judge the law, you're not a doer of the law, but a judge. What is this speaking about? Ama a Dios con todo tu mente, con todo tu corazón, y ama tus hermanos a ti mismo, como a ti mismo. Meaning, love God with all your heart, all your mind, love thy brother as thyself. If you are breaking the law, then you cannot judge someone else for breaking the law, because in doing so, you are against the law. You are saying the law is no good. You are saying I'm allowed to break the law in this case because this nigga is so evil. He's so wrong. Now you're judging the law. Now you're against the law. Now you are coming against the very thing that you believe this brother is against. You're against it. You're really against it. That's the point, trooper. Is there anything else?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Next question, sir.
Mm-hmm.
This is from Trooper An Kodam.
Mm-hmm.
Shalom.
Please, General Travis, pardon me. Please, pardon me, please, and give me one more. Go ahead.
Shalom. Can I get a breakdown on John chapter 14, verses 1 through 4?
No problem.
This is the book of John, chapter 14, verse 1. Let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in God, believe also in me.
Listen, read one verse above it.
This is John chapter 14, verse 1.
Okay. Yes, this is good. Keep going.
Verse 2. In my Father's house are many mansions.
Yeah, man.
If it were not so, I would have told you.
Listen, that gives you the complete context. You could have read at the end of the 13th chapter if you needed more context. No, that's no sweat, though. That's just, when you read further, it explains what he doesn't want you to be troubled about, right? He's saying, let your heart be not troubled. Why was Peter's heart troubled? That's who he's speaking to at this time. He's speaking to Peter and the other disciples. And he doesn't want them to be troubled in their minds. Troubled about what? What were they troubled about? They were worried, which is what the term trouble in your heart is. They were worried that they would not receive a reward for making such a great sacrifice. Peter was not allowed to see his father into the grave. He was not allowed to go home and bury his father. They had wives and kids. They weren't allowed to go see them. They had to walk away from their families and walk away from the businesses that relied upon them. Peter and Andrew walked off the boat that they were working on with their father. Walked off the boat. They were out fishing with their father, gathering up the nets on a fishing boat because they lived in a fishing village, Galilee. All of a sudden, they met Christ, and he said, come with me, and I will make you fishers of men. They walked off the boat, left that old man there with that goddamn net, left him. Then later on, get the word that he's dead. They want to go bury him. Christ said, let the dead bury the dead. He wouldn't let him go to the funeral. They kept going with him. He had but a short time to do his work. So he couldn't lose them. He needed them. And as they were making all of these sacrifices, they're on the run from the Sadducee and Pharisee who are trying to kill them for picking corn. For picking corn, they were about to be killed because they were hungry on the Sabbath day, on the Sabbath day. And they wanted to kill them. They had to get the hell out of the city before they were killed. They were rolling with Jesus Christ, who was enemy of the state at that time. Boy, they were in a lot of trouble, a lot of trouble. Jesus Christ said, don't let your heart be troubled, for my Father's house hath many mansions. Let me tell you something about Jesus Christ, which is different than our oppressor. Our oppressor is greedy, and though he has so much, he will not share it with you. And so if you work hard for him, if you make sacrifices, if you join the white man's military, if you're a Mexican or a Venezuelan and you work hard every day, he will never honor your labor, and he will still send ICE to throw you in a cage. If your sons are in the military because you wanted to teach your sons to love America, he will still find the father of those children and put him in the middle and put him in a cage. He'll do it because he does not share America with anyone. But my Father, his house has many mansions. You see, the Most High God will give us so much. He has so much, and he's willing to share. Imagine trying to buy a house in America. You damn near, you got to live in your damn car in America. You know why that is? Because he doesn't allow you to afford a mansion. There's so few. You try to go get a nice house. Try to go get a 2-bedroom apartment. What's the going rent? $2,300 a month. Am I making this up? I am not. $2,300 a month. Not only are there not readily available mansions in America, there's not readily available 2-bedroom apartments in America. But my Father's house, they have many mansions. There's reward for this. There's reward. Don't be worried about what you have to sacrifice. The end is near. You live your life like that. Live your life like the end is near, like Jesus Christ is coming back. World War III is at hand. I don't have to be worried. I don't have to suffer because the God I serve will provide for me a reward. It's coming. Right. It's coming. That's the point. That's the point. If you need to read some more, go ahead. Solid. Go ahead. Anything else?
This is from Officer Malakia. Shalom, sir. Allow me to humble myself.
Please.
And ask these questions, Lord Shaw.
Please, con gusto.
What was the mark that was set upon their foreheads in Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 4?
No problem, warrior. He's speaking about mark them that sigh and that cry. That sounds like Ezekiel. For the abominations done in the midst thereof. Just confirm for me, all right, that I'm correct. Go ahead.
This is from Ezekiel chapter 9.
I'm gonna move this right here. I can't see well. Go ahead.
And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. There was a place a long time ago called Sodom and Gomorrah, right? And Sodom and Gomorrah was a place destined to be destroyed because of the wickedness of the city. This is a city that was wholly given over to the LGBT community, the ancient LGBT community. And they were so brazen and so entitled that if you refused to have sex with them, they would force you to do it. They were completely entitled. LGBT entitlement. You couldn't be straight in that city. You couldn't be cisgendered or heterosexual. They refused it. They considered it an insult if you would not have same sex with a man. So they wanted to sexually assault 3 angels of God who came to deliver one man and his family. One man and his family.
You see, even though God was going to destroy that city, he could preserve them that would not be a party to such wickedness. That's the time you're living in right now. The world is over. The white man's world is about to end. That's it. Death and destruction is coming from the sky. The eyes are going to burn out of millions of people. Their tongues are going to burn out of their mouths. Their skin is going to melt off of their flesh. It's going to be a horror movie everywhere. Nuclear war is coming. It's coming. Now you decide. Do you want to survive it? Do you want to be Sodom and Gomorrah? Or do you want to be just Lot, who was delivered from that day of destruction? The Lord sent the prophets of God out on the street, brother. And he told them, go through the midst of the city. Go through Philadelphia. Go through Newark, New Jersey, Atlantic City, New Jersey. Go through Delaware. Go through New York. Go through Houston, Texas, Mississippi, Trinidad. Go through Great Britain. Go through the midst of the cities, Jamaica, Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, and mark them that sigh and that cry for the abominations done in the midst thereof. You can just join in with them, or you can feel angry every day that you have to live in such a vile place. That is going to save your life. That feeling of I'm living here in America. I'm paying my taxes. I'm going to work every day when I'm tired. I'm paying child support. I can barely feed myself because of what this effing judge has done to me. Yet I comply. Yet I get up every day. Yet I find a way to smile and to have a good day. And I'm sickened at the fact that I have to live under such a cruel monster. It makes me sick, and I will never become a party to what he does. That man is going to survive the end of the world. That woman is going to survive the end of the world. Or you can be like them. I wish I had the time to send you the clip of what's that LGBT man that makes all the movies in Atlanta? Tyler Perry of messages. His text messages were so emblematic of what is wrong with America and what is wrong with the Black community. Do you have it? You don't have the text messages from Tyler Perry, do you? I know I have them right here. How can I get them to you briefly? One less. Let me send the brother this so I could explain Sodom and Gomorrah, them that sigh, that cry to you. Stand by. Stand by. Am I missing a question while I'm finding this?
Khan, we have another question from Officer Lockett.
Mm-hmm.
Also from Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 6, acknowledge him in all your ways.
You might have to find the text messages Tyler Perry was sending that brother that was trying to get a job. Let me go ahead. I'm sorry. Read the question, please. Lo siento.
Also, this one, Officer Lockett. Also, for Proverbs 3 and verse 6, acknowledge him in all your ways.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be similar to being caught in traffic and convincing yourself that God must have had a purpose for you? Or is that superstition?
Yeah, you're missing the point of you're stuck in traffic. Like, let Jesus take the wheel. Jesus has me in this traffic. That is, I wouldn't call it superstitious, but you're just not missing you're missing the point of acknowledge him in all your ways. That's not the point. To just say, God must have it raining today. God must have me stuck in traffic, so I'm not allowed to be angry. The point of thinking like that is Christian, is to make you have joy always. I'm stuck in traffic, but Jesus wants me in traffic. Damn, I lost my job today, but Jesus wants me to lose my job. That's Christian, what's that word for Christian? That's Christian positivity, okay? And many times that positivity will make sure that you never do anything about the problems that you have, because you'll be happy no matter what happens. Hallelujah. That's not real. Okay, the Bible said a sluggard says there is a lion without. We shall all be killed. A thinking man of God does something about it. You understand? So what is the real point of acknowledge God in all your ways? Everybody knows this precept, right? Am I correct or not? Sister, you've heard that before, right? Okay, this is what I'm thinking. This is how you acknowledge God in all your ways. What are your ways? That's all you need first. Don't think of acknowledge him. Don't think of that first. Leave that to the end. Just think of what does it mean to acknowledge. I'm sorry. What are your ways? If you can get that, then you'll understand the rest. What are your ways? Anyone want to give it a shot? Anyone online? Sister, she might need the microphone. No. That sounds like the mic is not on. I could be wrong. It's on? Okay. I'm sorry. It might go through the speaker system. I think online they can't hear the people with the microphone. Somebody told me that in Philly. Try to make sure if everyone out there, if you cannot hear the people in class when they're asking their questions or making comments, please let us know in the chat room, all right? Somebody's asking me a question. Somebody asking me a question. I'm not sure who this is. From the 323 area code. What is that? I don't know. Alawak, were there airplanes back in the Old Testament and New Testament? No. Anything else? Go ahead, sis.
I was saying about the scripture, Ecclesiastes, when the conclusion of a matter is very high. Commandments. That's how we observe all our ways.
Give her a hand because she just told the truth. All right. Acknowledging him in all your ways is, I'm ready to pick a mate in life. I want to have sex. I want to be with somebody. I can't just be with whoever I want. I can't just say, now that it's time for me to find someone, I will think about myself and who I like to have sex with and who I'm attracted to. You don't have the right to do that. If I want to go to have sex finally in my life, I have to first acknowledge, who does God want me to have sex with? What does that mean? What does the law say about who I can and cannot be with? I cannot have sex with a person of the same race. I'm not allowed to be gay. That is not your right to be gay. You have to acknowledge God when you decide a sexual partner, please. Same gender, Salakia, same gender. I can't just say, hey, well, listen, I like men. I was molested as a child, so that makes sense. I'm not allowed to decide that. I have to acknowledge him in all my ways. So when it comes time for a sexual partner, I cannot be with someone of the same gender. I'm not allowed to be gay. God said not to. I'm also not allowed to be with a woman of another race. I cannot be with a white woman. I'm not allowed to. I have to acknowledge God in my choice of partner. I also cannot be with another man's woman of any race. That's me acknowledging him in everything I do. I'm hungry. I want to eat lunch today. Can I go to eat the crab boil and shove every abomination in a giant plastic bag and eat it with plastic gloves? God damn it, you're eating something, you're afraid for it to get on your fingers, but you put it in your body. Yet you're terrified that you might touch the damn thing. You're disgusting. Shove everything in a plastic bag. Shrimp, crab, lobster, potatoes, sausage, apple pie. Put on gloves because I don't want it to stain my fingers. Let it stain my lungs and liver and stomach and soul instead. Listen, I have to say, I'm hungry, right? Yo soy hombre, I'm hungry. But I have to acknowledge God before I go to eat dinner. God said I can't eat shrimp, crab, and lobster. I'm not allowed to. I'm not allowed to eat pork. I acknowledge him in everything I do. I first consider what he wants before I do what I want. That is what it means to acknowledge him in all thy ways. It doesn't matter if you think about him while you're in traffic. God brought this traffic today. Find a better way to get to work.
Right.
Lose your damn mind. You stuck in effing traffic all day. Find another way to get there and get on time and make some goddamn money. I gotta go. Is there anything else? Please knock.
Was there any mention of the Northern Kingdom in the New Testament?
Is there any mention of the what?
The Northern Kingdom?
in the New Testament. In the New Testament, by the time the New Testament was around, there was no northern kingdom. They were thrown away. There was none left but the tribe of Judah only. So there's not an acknowledgement of the northern kingdom, because the northern kingdom was Samaria in the New Testament, right? That was the land that the heathen that thought she was a Jew was living in. John, the 4th chapter, is the best way to understand the northern kingdom. Give me that, John 4:22. When Christ met a woman at the well, you remember that one, right? She lived in the northern kingdom. At this time, when you read the book of, I believe, 1 Kings and 2 Kings, the Israelites who lived in the northern kingdom were expelled out of that kingdom from the king of Assyria. He expelled all of them out that kingdom. You see that happening in California, don't you, right now, right? What's happening in California? The tribes, the Mexicans, the Guatemalans, the Haitians, they're being expelled out of California right now. If you think the Bible is fairy tales, you're seeing it happen right now. ICE agents are coming through Philadelphia, Chicago, and Los Angeles, and they're kicking out every Hispanic. The Hispanics lived in the northern kingdom. That was their land. And they were kicked out of that land the same way they're doing it in Los Angeles, the same way they're doing it in the big cities of this country. Where are they not? Where are ICE agents not going? Anybody know? A bun?
Chinatown?
ICE agents are not going to Chinatown. Where are Mexicans not being deported in America? You could forget this if you don't look carefully. Knock.
Would it be Republican cities?
Give him a hand. Yeah, knock. Many people don't notice that. Knock. There's no ICE agents going into Mississippi. No ICE agents in Iowa. No ICE agents in Africa. So what will happen eventually over time? No Hispanics will be in Los Angeles. Every Hispanic will be in Iowa, working at a farm factory, at a meat factory. Donald Trump is telling you where you're allowed to be. If you're Mexican, you can go to Iowa and farm pigs and beef and work in the poultry factory, but you can't be in Los Angeles building their economy. You can't be in Chicago building their economy. You're going to have to go to Iowa and build their economy. They did this in Samaria, where the Mexicans were not allowed to be in their land of the northern kingdom. They had to leave. Where did they go? They came to America. That's where they went. They said it's better for us to go to a land where no man lives than for us to stay in Assyria. We're not doing that. They left and came over here. They're hoarding Mexicans out of Los Angeles the way they did Samaria, the way they did the northern kingdom. A bun, microphone.
Slight, so could this be the reverse of what they did during the Three Fifths Compromise, where are they effectively trying to reduce the one-size voter base and remove them from predominantly liberal cities, or is that not a way to think of it? Like, they want to bolster their numbers in red states by keeping these so-called illegals there and telling them, hey, vote Republican, etc. There's a political end to it, or no, sir?
It's a financial end to it. At one time, there were about 3 to 5 million Black people that lived in the South. At the end of the Civil War, at the end of Reconstruction, there were about 3.5 million people living in the Midwest and on the East Coast. Everybody damn near from the South just moved to Chicago, Mississippi, St. Louis, and Detroit, and Philadelphia, and New York. They just moved out of there. They just took a population of people that were below the Mason-Dixon line, and with oppression and with fighting, moved them all to Chicago, Detroit, Philadelphia, New York. That's it. Before you know it, before Christ returns, everybody who was in Los Angeles will be working in a poultry factory in Iowa, because you're not safe to walk down the street in Los Angeles, but you will absolutely be safe. Trump said this. Trump said, I'm deciding that, someone found this. He said that if a factory owner will be responsible for the illegal immigrants, I'll allow them to work at farms. So you can't work for yourself out there in Los Angeles, but if Purdue will be responsible for you, you can work in Kentucky if that's what you want to do. They just move a population of people. They did that, knock. in Samaria, in the northern kingdom. They moved the population and replaced them with another people. Let me get knocked first.
They make it profane to be a Mexican.
They make it profane to be a Mexican. Mexicans got to leave. If you want to live in America, work for Purdue down there in Kentucky, in Nebraska. There you're going to be safe. All right. It's an economic reason, which is all anything is ever about. This world is going to end because of its lust for money. The love of money is the root of all evil. That is all anything is about. To us, things are magical and spiritual and about morals and goals. To a devil, it is never about anything but money. Anything. We imagine things, so what do we believe in? That is not him. He believes in what makes him money, and he doesn't believe in something that doesn't. And that's all. Please, Abun.
On what you stated about Trump. This is from NBC News. It is April 10, 2025. President Trump suggested at a cabinet meeting Thursday that undocumented people working on farms and in hotels would be allowed to leave the country and return as legal workers if their employers vouch for them.
You see, you can't stand outside of Home Depot. You can't set up your own taco business in Los Angeles. You cannot be an entrepreneur. You can't do that. And they got some food over there in Los Angeles, brother, that's enough to go over there and live there, eat it. Then you see the agua fresca, the agua, what's the cucumber in Spanish? Ciara, what's that? No, that's coquito or something, another delicious thing. Huh? Pepino, agua de pepino, agua de, say it again. Coquito, Jesus Christ. Listen, and these tacos, these barbacoa tacos, they own those stands. That's their stand. They're entrepreneurs. They have the pursuit of happiness. They want to own their own business in America. They have self-determination, and they set up their own business in Los Angeles, in Northern California, Southern California. They're not allowed to do that. But if your employer will be responsible for you, then we'll let you come back over here. You just got to live in Kentucky where the Purdue factory is and where the poultry farm is and where's Tyson at? Who's those pig eaters, the pig makers that make all the sausages? Jimmy Dean. You can come work for Jimmy Dean. You can do that in Arkansas, in a Republican state. Then we're fine with you being there. You understand? You see, the white man has no problem with it being 1 million Mexicans that live in Republican states working for Jimmy Dean. They're fine with that. But selling your own business and having your own entrepreneurial spirit in Los Angeles, Chicago, Philly, you got to leave there. He just says he's a pig. And it's always an economic reason. Everybody, you understand, Knock, right? Go ahead.
And it's so heavy, sir, because in Philly, down by Badlands where the Hispanics are, they shut down their food trucks. They can't put ICE and the police, and they shut down all the trucks. So what you're saying is heavy, sir, they literally kicking them off.
Well, Knock, if you're wondering about the Northern Kingdom and where they went, they left. That's what happened. The ancient times ICE agents came and kicked them out of their land. And then they moved them to Assyria. And from Assyria, they got on boats and came to the early Americas. If you want one precept, I would read John 4. The Old Testament history I'm speaking about is in 1 Kings. When they removed the people from the land. If you need that, I'll give you that. That sounds right. Where they removed the people from the land and replaced them with the people who knew not the God of the land. They took out the Hispanics and put in heathens, Persians, Arabs, I don't know. One of them types. All right. They put them in the land and they removed them. All right. And so because of that, we now in the New Testament, we have John 4 and I think 22, where there was some woman who thought she was a child of God, and she was wrong because she was a person who replaced the children of God who lived in that land. Go ahead.
And if I could, sir,
Ben otra vez. Perdóname.
when she was there, Christ was talking to her, and she left and went to get the brothers.
Mm-hmm.
So it was brothers there.
Yes. 1 Kings says, when the lions began to eat the people because they knew not the God of the land, the elders of the city said, let's go get the priests, bring them back into Samaria so they can teach these heathens about the God of the land. So Israelites were brought back into Samaria, enough of them to teach heathens how to behave there. So there were some Israelites there, but the vast majority of them were gone, which is why when Christ gave the parable of the Good Samaritan, he was speaking about an Israelite from a land that the Jews hated now. The tribe of Judah hated because it was inhabited by people who were not Israelites. But there were some Israelites there who were brought back into that land. They were your brothers. That's the point. Everybody understands. All right, good to go. Claro? Claro means, do you understand? Gracias. See, come on. Let's go.
This is from Aisha Chapatiza. Salaki, sir, is the Adriana Smith situation. Could you explain if it would have been lawful or unlawful to abort the baby since the mom was brain dead but left on life support to give birth?
I'm not familiar with this, Aki. My bun microphone.
All right.
I'll grab a news article on this. There was essentially a sister, I believe, in Atlanta, Georgia, who was brain dead, and they're keeping her alive until the fetus is viable.
She's pregnant.
She's pregnant, yes.
She's pregnant and brain dead.
That's correct.
Okay, go ahead.
And the state of Georgia has laws against abortion. So, in regards to this situation, what they're doing is they're keeping her alive until the fetus is viable, and then she's going to give birth. I'm not sure what's going to happen after, but the family's upset because they are still going to have to pay for the medical bills. I'll get an article on this.
Please, if you need more of that, if there's more, then tell me. If not,
I'm not sure. I think she got in a car accident.
She's in a car accident. Is giving birth to the child going to endanger her life? Is she going to die because she has a cesarean section? Ariel? She's brain dead, so she's dead already. Okay, and this question is it lawful for them to have an abortion? No, it is not lawful. That woman is dead already. The baby is not, right? It's a sin for them to abort that child. That child is not dead. The woman is dead. Come on.
Okay, this is from bioethicstoday.org. The widely discussed Adriana Smith case unfolding in Atlanta raises many thorny ethical questions. Despite the case's high profile, the facts about what happened that led to a situation in which Emory University Hospital Midtown plans to deliver a fetus from a woman who has been dead for months via C-section in August are murky.
Just so you out there that know, Lord forbid if this happens to you where you're struggling with a family member, when they say he's being kept alive on machines, that person is dead. A person brain dead is dead. All right, brain dead would not exist without the amazing medical technology that the Most High God has allowed to happen in this country. Like without that, any other time, any other place, this would be dead. But because there is absolutely amazing medical technology that you are afraid to go get, that you're afraid of. But the Most High God could have you alive. You're nothing but a goddamn head and a chest, and you'll be alive. Because medical technology is effing amazing. You're afraid to go to the doctor. You're scared of needles, I guess. This woman is dead, but the baby is alive. That is a miracle that can be done by no one but the Most High God. Now, instead of going, Barakatah Yahweh Yahweh Shai, my daughter is dead, but the baby is alive, give me the baby. Let's have it. If the daughter was alive, what would you do? You're supposed to be doing what the mother would have wanted, not what you want. Imagine being a grandparent. You've lost your daughter. She's dead, but there is a baby inside of her living. What are you going to be worried about the medical bill? Listen, bitch, owe them the money. Owe money. Right. Who are you? You can't owe nobody money? Listen, you know the doctor is going to give you one day a bill that says $1 million. They're going to hand that to you. I talk to women in the medical field. They tell me they go in the records and a child has cancer. A child has cancer. And because of the cuts that Donald Trump is doing to insurance, She's in the computer and reading how they gave this child who is going to die of cancer. They give the parents a bill that says $1 million. You know what the parents do? Sign it. That's what they effing do. They're not saying, well, never mind. Who a parent would do that? Well, sure, we'll give your child treatment that might make your child live another 5 years, another 10 years. But you're going to owe us $1 million. A parent says, where do I sign? That's what they say. Who in the hell says no to your daughter's dead, but the grandchild is alive? If you have an abortion, you murdered that child. You murdered that child. Whoever caused the car accident is the one that's responsible for your daughter's death. Come on.
Sorry, it wasn't a car accident. I got more on it. What we know is that she is 30. She went to a hospital last February with severe headaches. She appears to have had brain bleeds, but was not given a full neurological workup during this initial visit. She was back again and transferred to Emory University Hospital, where, as it happens, she worked as a nurse. A CT scan there revealed multiple blood clots in her brain. She deteriorated and was eventually declared brain dead.
Well, you can. That's enough. You can go to court to determine. You can go to court to determine what person is responsible for your daughter's death. But if you abort that baby, you're responsible for the death of the child. It is unlawful, and only the cruelest of people would even consider an abortion in a case like that. All right. Anything else? You good here? Go ahead.
This is from Fakan Ashrala. Question, sir. If I may, can I get a breakdown on the second death of Bishop?
I believe he's talking about the second death in Revelations. Let me see. The second death, is the death that most of you are you're about to die in now. Did I tell you most of you were going to die? Yeah, if you're out there, you're in the world, you're dead. You're like a woman you're a brain dead woman in the hospital. You're about to die. Why? Because you choose drugs, weed, illicit sex, sexual deviance, dancing in church. You're going to die because the music is good in church. How do you feel about that? Damn, that's a hell of a thing to die over. You're going to die because you choose today rather than setting yourself up for tomorrow. You're temporary in everything you do. You choose the present pleasure, right? That's you. The present pleasure. You really want to eat that pig, don't you? You don't have the internal strength to give up pork. Here you are, you're hating the Mexicans for having enough self-determination to climb over a wall, swim through a river to get to Los Angeles to have a better life. Here you are, some nigga born in America, you can't give up bacon. You can't give up shrimp. And were you speaking evil of a Mexican who fought the police, ice, and a river to get here? You can't fight the urge to smoke weed. You should shut your mouth about the Mexicans. You're not on their level, huh? You're not even worthy to judge a Mexican on the fact that he broke the law to stay in this country. Meanwhile, you can't keep the law to give up weed and cigarettes. You're speaking about a Mexican. You're disgusting. You're going to die soon. Just remember that. You're going to die as you're sitting in your weed smoke-filled car hating us. You're dead. You're dead already. That's what this precept is talking about, right? Read it one more time.
Revelation chapter 20 and verse 6. Blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection.
What's the first resurrection? The first resurrection is the resurrection that Adam went through on the day of rest. The first resurrection is the resurrection that Jesus Christ gave all of us a part in. He is dead and risen, and so shall we be. For if we are live with Christ, we also must die with him. All of us are dead already because our old man is gone. The person we were before. That's why we have new names. That's why we have a new family. I pray you understand. Because that old man is gone. This is a new person here now. This is the first resurrection. When your head was anointed with oil and when you gave up the crime that you were committing in the past and became born again. That's the first resurrection. If you will take part in that one, keep going to Bun.
On such, the second death hath no power.
Yeah, then you don't have to worry about your eyes burning out your head when the nuclear war starts. So any time now, any minute now, right? You don't have to worry about your tongue melting out your mouth, your skin decaying off your face. You watching the internet, hating the UPK, watching it while you're smoking weed. All of a sudden, the brother teaching class disappears. And you're like, what in the hell? Oh, shit, here go my skin. Oh, I heard that big boom. This is it for me. I guess Commanding General Yohana was right the whole time. How many times do we have to prove you a liar and prove that we're right? We did this 1,000 times.
Right.
1,000. I think I know why. Because you believe the Christian church, because they offer you the momentary pleasures of today. And to have that pleasure, you sacrifice your future. Do I have the Tyler Perry yet? If not, I'll do it Thursday. Am I tight with time? Let me know, because I want to get to the questions. I'll save the Tyler Perry for the end. Give me any more questions unless I'm done with those.
Yes. This is from Alexa. Shalom on Christ, sir. I was asked why we don't listen to gospel music. I told them that's gay. We're not gay. So we don't listen to gay music.
That's right. Yeah, I think you were very eloquent in your response. Your response was good. We don't avoid profane and vile communication. I'll give you a precept to explain to you why we don't listen to gospel music, right? And then I'll refer you to Tyler Perry singing "He Has the Whole World in His Hands." Do you have that? Give me just Tyler Perry singing "He Has the Whole World in His Hands." Give me that, all right? I have 1,000 examples of the LGBT spirit in all forms of gospel music. And it's sad because it wasn't like that until the Black and Hispanic community decided that they would show no courage in any way at the hope that white people would stop lynching us. Before that, you had slave songs, man, that were about war. A war. The songs we sing in the Israelite School of UPK are from the 1800s. We didn't write those songs. No Cowards, Babylon is Falling. Those are slave songs that have been around since the 1800s. They've been around. That's what music used to be. But then the time of lynching came. The time of Reconstruction came in the South when they outlawed Black people having guns, governing themselves. They outlawed Black people eating vanilla ice cream. Am I making this up? I am not. Do you know they outlawed Black people from having dogs? You want to make yourself sick. They outlawed during Reconstruction in the South after the Civil War. So-called North American Indians were not allowed to own guns in America with the Constitution. Black people were not allowed to own guns. Black people it was illegal for a Black man to eat vanilla ice cream. Because of that, guess what happened? Who knows? Flavors happened. That is the beauty of being Black and Hispanic. You know, flavors. Black people were not allowed to eat vanilla ice cream. You would go to jail. You know why? Because the thought of a Black man eating that white, creamy, cold ice cream made them think you were going to try to have sex with a white girl. You can Google this, young brothers. You weren't allowed to eat vanilla ice cream. You know what Black people did? They invented butter pecan ice cream, chocolate ice cream. They invented it because they were not allowed to just eat that pure white vanilla ice cream. Black people were not allowed to own dogs. You understand? In America, with the Constitution after the Civil War, while they were free. You know why? Because a dog represented power, guardianship, having someone watching your land. You couldn't own a damn dog. That's what happened. And you couldn't have a gun. Well, brother, after enough of that, the black church stopped being the kind of black church that made white people angry. They started being the kind of church that made white people happy. And they got into the rapture. Now they sung about the rapture. Not about Jesus Christ coming back. Not about Judgment Day. No more Judgment Day. Now they wanted the rapture to come, which is not in the Bible and is an orgasm that women have. By definition, it's what it is. But does everyone in here know that the Christians teach about rapture? Have you heard of this, sister? Yeah, that's not in the Bible. It's an orgasm that women have. That's what a rapture is. White people stopped lynching you, though, for a time because they weren't afraid of you for a time. You understand, right? Music changed. Church music changed. Gospel music changed. You get my point? That's where really gospel was invented. Before that, it was Negro spirituals, which is not gospel music. It's a whole different kind of music. A Negro spiritual is about the slave master dying. That's what it's about. It's about freedom. It's about what happens to the people who hurt the children of God. That's a Negro spiritual, which is what we sing in the UPK. Gospel music was invented after Reconstruction. I want to say the 70s. I want to say gospel music might be from the 1970s. That type of Jesus is loving and God is love. Jesus, that's a fairly new thing. And it's gay. And this is why we don't sing it. Go ahead, play it. Go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead. It had a different spirit now. Right, it had a different spirit. Go ahead and play it. Give me the precept that I asked for. And I'm sure you can find a gospel song called He Loves Me by this LGBT man. When I say LGBT, he's married and has a wife, but he is LGBT. And his song is I Gotta Have You. That's the name of the song. Play a minute of that if you don't mind, Bob. I Gotta Have You. Play that. Go ahead, give me the precept I asked for.
Is it 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 16?
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 16. But shun profane and vain babblings, for they will increase unto
No, that's not the. That's a good one. That's not the one I'm speaking about. That's about speaking in tongues. Give me the one. Avoid profane. No, vile communication. That one. But it says communication. Go ahead.
So it's the book of Ephesians chapter 4, verse 29.
Mm-hmm.
Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth.
That's the one. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth. It's against the law to talk like a Christian, because their communication is disgusting. It's corrupt. To think that you should depend upon God's forgiveness before you commit the crime, before you do it, you should say, God is going to forgive me. It doesn't matter what I do. God will love me. The law is done away with. I give God my heart and my words, and my actions belong to me. That's corrupt. It's disgusting. What government would allow you to willfully disobey them when meanwhile you show no care for the laws they put in place to protect you? That's disgusting. I might need the Tyler Perry thing because that's a perfect. What do you have here? What are you holding for? Anything? Put it up there. Play it. Keep going, Knock. Is there more?
Ephesians chapter 4, verse 29. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good.
That which is what?
That which is good.
That which is what?
That which is good.
Gospel music is corrupt communication. It teaches people to forget about the rules that God gave us to govern ourselves and to live, and to only depend upon his forgiveness is evil. It dishonors the blood of Jesus Christ that was shed so you could change. Now you don't have to change because Jesus Christ died. That's disgusting and corrupt. Instead, you should do what? Again?
That which is good.
Instead, you should say what's good. It's good to not molest a child. It's good to not eat pork, to not eat shrimp, to not eat crab. It's good to keep the law. It's good to be a law keeper. Guess why? Because law keepers are not going to die during the Third World War. When are you Christians going to apologize for teaching people to join the white man's military? You know you did it. Listen, I want you to call in or text in or put in the chat room or make a Facebook post. Make an Instagram post and tell everyone that the IUIC told you to join the military, the white man's military. Tell everybody. Those of you in the white man's military, say I'm in here because the IUIC told me to join. If your pastor told you to join the military and now you're in the military and now they're striking Iran and they're bombing the base that you're on, I want you to go on Instagram and Facebook and social media, and I want you to say, I'm in the Marines because my pastor told me to sign up. I'm in the Army because my pastor told me to enlist. Tell everyone why you're there. You followed a man who believes in singing in a time of war, when you should have followed Commanding General Yohana. Why? Because we will show you how to survive, how to live. The path to the Christian church is the path to the second death. That's what you're about to get. I pray you understand. Let me show you. What do you have here? Play what you have, please.
Mm-hmm.
All right. How
online?
Something to try to make us all feel a little bit better. I'm going to start this song, and then I want all of y'all to add to it. All the musicians out there, all the singers out there. Change the key.
While he's singing, now give me the text messages.
Yeah, let's see if I can do this. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands.
That's Tyler Perry singing gospel music, right? Oh, someone just you have it. All right, that's enough. Listen, hallelujah. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the little itty babies in his hands. Do you have Tyler Perry's text messages that he sent to a straight man who likes women? You don't have that, do you, brother? I can read them to you if it's trouble. Let me just say them. All right. I'm going to read Tyler Perry's text messages that he wrote to this man. This is how do they make money? Then they make money from the advertising. Hold on, let me see. Oh, he's gonna have them to me. All right, let me see. There's a lot of them up here. I might not have time, Mark. Unless you can. Do you know which ones I'm talking about? Okay. Is that the text? That does not look like a text message, though. I might have to do it. I think we have difficulty in Philly out doing this. Just don't sweat it out. I'll just do it Thursday. All right. Well, I'll show you Tyler Perry's text messages. This man who sings so sweet his gospel songs. I'll show you what's actually in his heart. The Bible says this people come close to me with their words, with their mouths. They profess their love to me, but their heart is far from me. That's why gospel music is evil, because it's a lot of talk about a God that they do not obey. Everybody understands? Is there any more questions? Go ahead.
Also, says, Shalom, I don't want to block you, but interrupting you as I know you're.
No, please, anytime, Mark.
If I may, sir, having a breakdown of Esther chapter 8, verse 17.
Please, quickly. Go ahead.
So the book of Esther, chapter 8, verse 17. And in every province, and in every city, whithersoever the kings commanded, and his decree came, the Jews had joy and gladness, a feast and a good day. And many of the people of the land became Jews, for fear of the Jews fell upon them.
Oh, I'm sorry. He wants me to break this down.
He said, is this in regards to other nations converting to Jews?
Absolutely. Absolutely not. This is not speaking about the other nations converting the Jews. This is speaking about the Israelites becoming saints, the Israelites repenting to their true laws and commandments. The Israelites had stopped being Jews. What do I mean by that? What did the Israelites become? African Americans, Mexicans, Haitians, Guatemalans. The Israelites became the lands that they were enslaved in. They became just citizens of that land. But then when this happened, they became Jews again. They became the children of God again. This is speaking about a transformation. This is speaking about being born again, but this is not talking about the other nations. This is talking about us. This is what we did. At one time, I was an African American. That's what I was. Then I became an Israelite. You understand? What does that mean? I was always an Israelite from the beginning. Always. I threw away the name of the thing that I was not. I threw away the name of my captor, of my slave master, and I took on the name that I was originally born with. This is what Abraham did. Abraham was an Adamite. He was one of the children of Adam. His forefather was given the laws and the commandments. His family left that. His father worshiped the stars of Ur and the Chaldeans. Then finally, God came to him and gave him an inheritance that was his from the beginning. But his father did not follow the laws of Adam anymore. So now Abraham had to take back something that he had lost for so many years. That's this precept. Everybody understands? Where are we at now? No, you had something you wanted to say? I thought you did.
That's coming to the truth.
Forget about it. Forget about it. Give him a hand. Coming into the truth. A bun.
So a bit off topic, but on the topic of ice cream. While not the first to make frozen desserts, Augustus Jackson, a black man, is credited with significant advancements in the modern ice cream making process. He's often called the father of ice cream for his innovations in recipes and techniques. He's known for developing eggless recipes and using salt to lower the freezing temperature, creating a smoother, better flavored ice cream.
Brother, this is something that the tribe of Judah, the tribe of Gad, the Israelites have done for years. Research, there was something in Louisiana where black women, oh my God, I want to forget this. Black women in France were forced to cover their heads in everyday life, meaning if a black woman went down the street, she could not walk outside without having her head covered, because there was a law that said that black women were growing uppity because their hair was so beautiful, and they were thinking that they were better than white women. I have the law in my phone. You can Google this. Come on.
Tignon laws?
The Tignon law. Say it in the microphone.
The Tignon laws?
The Tignon laws. Black women would walk around with afros and beautiful hair. White women went to the governor and said, these black women think they're better than white women. The governor passed a goddamn law that said, if you walked into town, you had to cover your head. You know what black women did? They invented these head wraps that were so fly that they got more angry at black women. You go research the Tignon laws, and you'll see these colorful, beautiful head wraps. Black people were not allowed to eat vanilla ice cream. They invented chocolate, innovated the field, invented butter pecan, invented all these flavors because they were not allowed to eat vanilla. Before you know it, everything that's happening to the Hispanics, if they keep the commandments of God, God is going to be with them. And you're going to see their oppressor fall. And soon the end will be here. The end is coming. Now let's give out some money. Come it up real fast for the Warriors, Caparium. Yeah, give it up for Capar. What's your brother's name again? A Warrior, say again? Caparium and Kabod. Come on up, Kabod. Y'all know Kabod. Kabod, this is a good brother. Let everybody see Kabod on camera. Look at this is Kabod here, everybody. He's a hardcore warrior. Good job, Kabod. Here's some money. You did a good job in class today, Kabod. Here you go. Boom. I got that. This is for you, brother. Good job. Take that. Good job. Give Kabod a hand. Oh, snap. Here we go. Come on up, Kaparium. Y'all about some y'all shy, brother. Good job. Bang at it. Good job. Look, show everybody out here the young warrior. Kaparium, give him a hand. He's strong as he can be and smart, just like him and his brother and his father. Good job, Kaparium. Give him a hand. Well done, brothers. All right. Let's get on with that. Pass the class over to priest officer.
Rock.
All right, this is high district case security announcements. We had a high district case out on 1 West on 25th Street, Harlem, New York, under command of Jenny High. Move for new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister comes into the school, they're off limits for 6 months. If they need transportation, a teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother and sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 to 10 is tip in the Hebrew. Like Aishra, 10% of every penny of any increase in Lord gives you. Give the treasury department. Priest fund, free will offering for priests not mandatory. Whatsoever not real life. Upcoming holy convocations, we got the memorial blowing of the trumpets. It's the first day of the 7th month, which is Sunday, September 21st. If you want to read up on it, go to Leviticus chapter 23, verse 24, and read down to 25. I walked in and checked the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing on black, boot, shirt, pants, and destruction with that. Reminds me, Mr. Brothers.
All right, men of Israel. We want to get the brothers on courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Ma'am Shabbat. Mike. Rock. Yahweh Shabbat. Y'all should have hands down. Sorry, we're going to face the system. We're going to stand. The system will be Yahweh Shabbat. All right, men of Israel, we're going to get a system on courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Ma'am Shabbat. Mike. Rock. Guys, with time, hands down, class dismissed.